How are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. You alright? You with me, the autistic biker? Alright then, let's go. Visor down, it's a 40. Pick up that speed. Hope we're all doing well out there. Keeping well, keeping safe, all that good stuff. I thought it would go into a 30. Oh yeah, I recognise this, yeah. Just go into a 30, doesn't it? Yeah, hope we all well. Hope we are all well, guys. All that good stuff. Welcome back. So, next topic of discussion. Here we go. Ah, yeah, right. Tell you what, I want to run by you. Right. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, so I want to see what you guys think of this, yeah? Now before I get into it, I just want to put like what you call like a reservation down before you jump on bandwagon, all of you, come at me throat. Don't have to necessarily be like in a bad way, but I mean just like before like you woof, all fly at me and just go, oh fucking hell Nick, you're right slow, you're playing catch up. God, that was thought of bloody years ago or a decade ago or something. You've only just thought of that now. Alright, okay, alright, fine. Which is why I'm making this reservation now and saying it now, yeah, but anyway, I thought about this. It's not just any time soon or recently. We're talking about maybe about 2 years ago. Maybe a year and a half. Yeah, a year and a half to 2 years ago. But yet again, it's probably just me playing bloody catch up to do thinking of this idea. But then, to be honest with you, probably thousands if not millions of people from all the way around the world, in all different various countries, have probably already beat me to it, and they were probably already doing it even like a decade if not longer ago, something like that. But at least I can say if that is the case, alright, at least I've thought about it though, off my own back. You need a YouTube account to be able to buy and rent movies. Both buy and rent. So what you do is, you go onto YouTube, into your YouTube account, and what you do is, you go on to, for example, you can do the same with series, yeah? Not just only one-off movies. So, seasons, movies, it don't matter, right? But, to keep it nice and simple, for argument's sake, you go into a movie where you can both rent and buy the movie. So you've got two options, right? So what you do is, you pay to rent it, not buy it, you only pay to rent it. Then what you do is, I'm sure when you rent a movie, it only lasts for 48 hours, 2 days. Might be 72 hours, 3 days, but I'm sure it's only 2 days, 48 hours. So, what's going on here? So then what you do is, when you've paid to rent that movie, you then pay for, separately, one of these screen recording pieces of software. So obviously you know what they are and how they work. No matter what you're doing, right, on that computer screen or on your telly, whatever, right, it records your whole activity. So whatever you are playing, whatever you do, whatever you've got on that screen, it is basically video recording it. It is CCTV in a way, watching what you're doing, right? But it's recording it. So then what you do is you record the movie, for example, that you've only rented and not bought. And then you then let the movie that you've rented basically go off your YouTube account, you know, for YouTube to then claw it back off you, take it back off you, because you've only rented it, so it only lasts for so long. But that don't matter, because you will never ever have to pay YouTube to either rent or buy that movie off of YouTube ever again, because you've already screen recorded, you've recorded that movie by using your separate piece of software that you've paid for separately. That's recorded your screen when that movie was playing. So in other words, it's recorded that movie because it's recorded your screen. So basically, if you think about it, my point is, and think about it, it's logical common sense and it's a stone cold fact. You've basically got, well, there's no basically about it, is there? There's no basically about it, or like in a way. No, sod it in a way or basically. But you have got, if you think about it, a movie permanently for the rest of your life. Off of YouTube for only a fraction of price. So you have got a permanent, you know, a full movie permanently for what that movie would cost to buy damn outright off YouTube. You've got that for the price of the rental price. So you've got a full complete movie permanently for the rest of your life, but you've just not paid the permanent full movie price for it. You've paid the rental price. So you can do two things that I can think of. You can just keep on doing that for forever and a day, and just keep movies and TV series just for your own personal use only, just so you've got them for the rest of your life permanently to always watch and go back on, you know, through like as a digital download, because that's basically what it is in an effect. You know what you've done. Or if you wanted to, you could earn a little tiny bit on side. So, for example, what the price of what it would cost someone to not even buy, damn outright, but even rent, which is cheaper than buying. You could even earn something on the side there to charge people for that movie, for example, that you've screen recorded, a fractionate price of even what it would cost to even rent that movie. So you could even half the price of what it would cost to rent that movie, or you could even do it for even cheaper than even half that price. And you could earn a nice little, tidy little number on side. And then you could send it them somehow by you figuring how out somehow on like how to send it them through, like, you know, like electronically. You know, like a digital download, or electronically by email, or whatever. You'd have to figure that bit out, how you do that. But where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm sure if someone were actually hungry enough for it to make a good go at it, and they wanted, yeah, they really wanted to make a good go at it, you know, big enough, and they were hungry enough, I'm pretty sure they'd be cleverer enough to rack the brain to come up to think of something on that, of how to send it, to get it across to people, like, you know, electronically over to people. You know. Now, there's a couple of things that I've told me sent to do with this. By putting me, well, by trying my best to put me sen in, like, you know, in other people's shoes and heads. You know, like of what they, even maybe you, including you, might say back to me. And that is, there's basically a couple of things, these two things that I'd like to think I am objective handling on both of these, like, potential issues and problems. And that is, maybe you have thought this the same, or maybe not, but I thought if someone said that to me, what would I say back to them? And that is, yeah, but what's point in doing that though, Nick? For when people these days, right, most people these days have got Netflix, where they pay for it anyway, and they can get a big, massive, unlimited amount of thousands and, you know, millions or whatever films and TV series, as you know, at their disposal, just like that. Everyone's got Netflix these days, and if not Netflix, but they've got like Amazon, the full like Amazon Prime package. Everyone's either got Netflix, Nick, or Amazon Prime package, or like Sky or Virgin Media or whatever, where you've got all these, where basically them even show YouTube up, where them have even got something, you know, loads more that even YouTube ain't got. Well, my reply back to that would be, you know, believe it or not, even despite how much you might think, that everyone has either got either one of them that I've just mentioned, either Netflix, Amazon Prime, you know, Sky, Virgin, and an unlimited amount of films and God knows whatever else, what they're paying for a month, right? They've got it at their disposal. No matter how much people might think they're so right about that, I know from a stand-off point of view, from personal experience, I know quite a lot of people that I've not got one of them. Believe it or not. Due to whatever reason, due to whatever personal circumstance, mostly obviously comes down to money, and them or not being able to, you know what I mean, they can't afford it basically a month, not even one. They've got 2, 3 kids, they're struggling as it is, trying to hold down 2 full-time jobs, but the more they earn, the more they get taxed to fuck, they can't have no to the sends. I know lots of people, lots of families like that. Even despite, even no matter how cheap you might be able to get a deal and a package for now, and it's flexible, cancel it whenever you want with no cancellation fee. Believe me, there's still quite a lot that cannot do it, that I've not even got one of them that I've just mentioned. Believe me, and I can say that not through talking bollocks, through assuming. From a personal proper stand-off point of view, I can say that and back that up. Believe me. So what my point is by me saying that is just as a very nice treat, every now and again, a family knows you, what you're into, gets in touch with you, and is willing to pay, what, for example, £1.50 to £2 for you to just give them a nice family film or something to watch. End at week, beginning at weekend. A Friday or Saturday night, sat down with kids with some popcorn. Out like that. A family who's struggling. Still in this modern age. Still in this modern age, to do advanced modernism and technology, they still can't afford it because they're still struggling. And they know the nature of what you do. You put word out there, feelers out there, you've got it out there. And they respect you and they like you, and they're willing to just give you £1.50 to £2 or something, just for a movie, you know, something like that, that you've already paid for and got weeks or months ago, something like that, and you're willing to send it to them like electronically somehow, where they can put it on their, you know what I mean, watch it off their telly or tablet or laptop that they've had for absolutely years. They got it when they were quite wealthy, right? Or what they've even had bought them as a Christmas or birthday present of someone else. Now you think you rack up a good clientele, customer stream like that, you get people every now and again coming to you willing to do that. But where they know they've also got that movie for life, like I said, you could earn quite a nice little tidy number on side. Go on YouTube, pay for a film, only to rent, a screen recording device, you've got it for life, charge people not even a fraction of what it will cost to even rent it, but you imagine, times that, from all these unfortunate financial people who ain't got a Sky, Virgin Media, Netflix, Sky Glass, whatever package. Right? You imagine all these really quite, no offence, but less financial fortunate people as a rare golden one-off rare treat for the family to watch a film. You just do that for a couple of few families, a couple of few times a month, times that by, you know, a year, whatever. You could earn something quite nice and tidy on side. That's if I'm not missing anything. That's if I'm not missing out. And yeah, my second point, what I was going to say, you know, like I said, there's sort of like 2 things that I can think of to objective handle. That's my first thing. second thing is, so I would be saying back to me then, or saying back to someone else if they were to say that to me, right, by putting me then in other people's shoes, or even my own shoes, but what would I say, right? Which is, yeah, but you know, like, you think you're saving some money though, Nick? You know, by only paying to rent a film, for example, and not paying to buy a film, damn right. But really, you're only doing your sin out of pocket again, because where you're saving that that money compared to what a film would cost to buy, damn right, to what you're only paying for to rent a film, to rent a movie, where you think you're saving money there, you're really not. Because if you think about it though, Nick, to do with the money that you've spent on this piece of totally separate, yes, individual, screen recording piece of software, you've only lost money there. So my replying point would be back to that, to objective angle is, well, yeah, obviously, if you're only going to do it on one or two or a couple of few movies, if you're only going to do it on a couple of few movies once or twice, then obviously, yeah, it wouldn't be worth it. But this is where you need to make sure you use and abuse it to get your money's worth. So therefore, in the long run, in long haul, you really have saved a lot of money. And you've got all these full-time permanent movies for like the rental price and not the full permanent lifetime price off of YouTube. Because, you know, if you do loads and loads and loads of movies and loads and loads and loads of TV seasons, you know, series and stuff like that, of TV shows, enough to totally outweigh and outdo and leave for dust what you've spent on the piece of screen recording piece of software, then there you go, you're quid's in and you're laughing, because then you've got your money's worth by simply going over that threshold of what you've just spent on that piece of screen recording software. So if you make sure you get your money's worth, then you're not losing out oil. Anyway, guys, that's only if I'm not missing something that is so hugely big, massively obvious, to the point where you're going to put in comment section something to say, no Nick, think about this, to then show me up and make me look like a right dicky dude, or something I haven't thought of where it wouldn't work, that's so obvious. Apart from that, yeah, feel free anyway to put in comment section of this video just out really, out you want to mention and say, anything at all, the world's your oyster. Yeah, until then guys, I'm going to wrap this video up now, but yeah, remember, if you are riding, ride safe, watch out for them other idiots out there on road, and take it nice and steady and easy. Until then, I'll catch the next one. I'll see you later. Ta-da.